Hello, I'm Dan, the host of the Damned Podcast, and welcome to our rant of the week. Well, what am I ranting about this week? Well, I have been thinking about pacts with spirits, selling your soul. Really? Okay. I've seen a lot of videos put out by people who are magicians of some sort or other talking about how they've sold their soul. I've seen things on sensationalistic television shows where people, claim that folks that are really big in show business have sold their soul and carrying on. And there's also from different works of literature, of course, the story of Faust or Faustus, who apparently in the story sold his soul to the devil, who went under the name of Mephistopheles, in order to gain power and fame and wealth and so forth. And then, of course, the time came when his soul was due and he was dragged off to hell. And there's actually another version where the ending is different, where he cries out to God for some reason or other and ends up getting delivered from his pact. Well, is this a bunch of nonsense or what? First of all, what is a pact? Now, yes, there are books that are written, some from people like A.E. Waite in his book Black Magic, where he talks about pacts selling your soul and so on and so forth, but it misses the point of what a pact actually is for. Because, of course, when you're dealing with the spirits of darkness, and by that I'm not talking about the false paradigm that we are given in regards to these spirits. I don't play that game. I am not a part of that narrative. And if you want to be free, maybe you should think about that too if you have issues with these types of discussions, because freedom is thinking for yourself, not letting others do your thinking for you. Now, pacts are actually meant to be agreements or temporary arrangements in working with an entity to achieve a certain goal. It is a type of magic. It is not the only type of magic. Selling your soul is a ridiculous premise because, of course, the spirits that are dealing with freedom and liberation are not interested in enslaving you. That's the same paradigm that most people that are watching things like this have come out of. Why would you want to exchange one lie for another? Okay? It just doesn't work, does it? A pact was a temporary arrangement in its best form in order to achieve a certain goal. And so what you would do is you would think very carefully what it was that you were willing to do as a gift, so to speak, that would be valuable to a spirit of power in exchange for its services. It would be like a gentleman's agreement, where you enter into an agreement, an arrangement to do a certain thing. And so that gift that you would give, very similar to rune magic, would be fulfilling something that is actually a universal law, something that has nothing to do with humanity, but the way things actually work. The gift for a gift exchange, the gift for a gift principle. You would be using the same type of principles if you were working in the northern tradition in dealing with the gods or the goddesses. What would you be willing to do? All right, and it doesn't mean that you would have to do something extreme or stupid. All right, it would mean that you would do something that was valuable to that particular spirit. And then you would make that formalized in a ritual. Now, what happens if you didn't fulfill your pact? Well, don't expect the spirit to fulfill its end either. All right, it doesn't mean all of a sudden you get dragged off to hell. It means that you don't get what you desired. There has to be that exchange. And that's really what pacts are. And if you go about trying to sell your soul, what you're doing is violating the very principle of freedom that you're actually wanting to get the aid of spirits for. And the only way they would agree to it and even then it would be a spurious agreement, would be in order to basically just use you as a tool for whatever designs they had, because they knew and would know that with that mindset, you weren't going to be anything. So think about that. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? I'm sick and tired of people going out there on the internet and talking about how these spirits, and there's a plethora of them in multiple different traditions, many of them very ancient gods and goddesses that were before monotheism, before the thought that humanity was just tainted and needed redemption. It was about allowing people to become. All right? To give an example, the ancient Egyptians did not seek, unless they were completely, out of in the masses, so to speak, really not interested in any type of spiritual development, but those that were in the know did not seek to bow and worship their gods. They sought to become their gods. They thought and desired to have the example of their gods and goddesses be something that they could fulfill themselves. It is when monotheism came onto the scene that these things began to be taken literally and imputed to a person who vicariously did whatever it was that he or she was going to do in place of us, rather than being the example of what we needed to be, to become. Now, this may ruffle some feathers. Oh, well. But look at it. Look at it outside of whatever circles of yay-sayers that you happen to be around, because we're all in that situation. A lot of times we end up in a bubble where people are just agreeing with everything we say. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to look outside of that bubble and see what is there, because it is through understanding multiple points of view, not just your own, that you become more aware of relative truth. And so pacts, nothing to be frightened of. If it's not your thing, don't do it. But it's not about selling your soul. It's about making an agreement, making an arrangement. And you know what? For those that are not in the magical community at all, or the occult world, and all they do is they pray, which is also a form of magic, by the way, they are still offering in an agreement to an entity. It's just the context of how you do it. Do you enslave yourself with it, or do you use that as an opportunity to be further liberated, to gain further wisdom, to gain further power? All right? And also, always, 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 I said that 3 times, think things through. Never do something like making a pact or an agreement with a spirit just because somebody told you that might be a good idea. Make sure that it's something that is going to benefit you, and that you can do something to benefit the goals and purposes of that spirit, which may have nothing to do with this earth. Thank you for watching. This is my rant of the week. It's going to be a different topic every week on Wednesdays. Make sure you subscribe to us, and also give a thumbs up to our videos and share them. That just helps us with the YouTube algorithms. Hail to you. Before you leave, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon to make sure you get notified of any new broadcasts. Thank you very much, and get ready for what's to come. Announcing from the Edmonton Metaphysical Market, located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, there are going to be markets taking place on December 1st and 2nd, 2018, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They are also open at the same times on December 22nd. There are speakers, vendors, readers, and more. They are located at 10318 100th Avenue in Edmonton, Alberta. They are truly an outstanding event. Don't miss out.
Reclaim your sacred feminine sexuality. calling women who are moved to experience more pleasure and deep awakenings. Be your own sculptor, creating and accentuating your unique beauty so you may fully shine. Decide to free yourself from negativity that does not serve you. These patterns keep you at a low energetic vibration. Learn in a safe and sacred space designed for all women. Begin exploring how to transition towards freedom of expression and deep self-acceptance. These patterns enable you to vibrate higher energetically. Experience sacred union with self and divine, ecstatic, orgasmic sensation. Is your curiosity stirred or awakened? This could easily and naturally be a match. Start your journey. Contact Vireo on our website, linked below. Your extraordinary life of sacred feminine sexuality is awaiting you.